What's up everybody, Cameron, Howdy C7 owners, and back with another DIY video for you tonight. I know it's been a while since my last video and I do apologize. It's just my day job. I've been working 6-day work weeks for about the past 2.5 months. We're so short staffed, and so the few days off that I get, I've been spending with my family because that's more important than this channel. And yeah, to give just a clue, I got 5 days off total in the past 5 weeks. So it's just been insane. But in any case, tonight's video is sponsored by our friends from Can Auto Performance. We're going to talk about installing a brand new set of their latest revision of their mid pipes. So if you want to know how to install these and you want to hear a couple sound clips, then stick around, and I hope you enjoy what we got coming for you. All right guys, as always, if you like the channel and you like what we bring you, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. But let's go over what we've got here tonight, what we're gonna be doing, and what my current exhaust setup is. So as of right now on the car, I've got a set of the Cende Resonated Midpipes. And if you know me, you know I don't call these downpipes. A lot of people call these downpipes. I call them midpipes because they connect your test pipes to the rest of your axle back exhaust system. A lot of people refer to these as downpipes, but for me, traditionally, downpipes have always come down off the engine and then connected to the rest of the exhaust, the cat back. So for me, I call downpipes test pipes or your catalytic converters. So in any case, this is the latest revision from Can Auto Performance. These things are absolutely gorgeous. The welds on these look just beautiful. It's welded perfectly on the inside. That weld goes all the way through. It looks nice and strong. I've got some B-roll footage that you're probably watching right now, but let's talk about what comes in this kit. So we obviously have the mid pipes themselves. They also come with a few clamps, and these clamps are for these adapters or reducers. So basically the B8, S4, and S5s have 2.5-inch exhausts. At C7s, we have 2.25-inch exhausts. So if you're gonna mate this to your OEM axle back or cat back, whatever you wanna call it, you're gonna need a way to reduce it. So the Can Auto Performance thought about that. They've got reducers here. You'll see some footage here showing me measuring these out with my electronic caliper. But they come with the reducers. They come with clamps for the reducers. There's 2 big clamps for the large end. There's 2 small clamps for the smaller end to connect to the OEM exhaust. On top of that, we've got OEM exhaust gaskets to connect your mid pipes to your test pipes or your catalytic converters, as well as the hardware to connect those. So everything you need to install these at home is included in the kit, and we're going to talk about what you need to do in order to actually get these on the car. Okay, so the first thing that we've done before we've really started disassembling anything is obviously we got the car jacked up, and all I did was I put it on jack stands on the front. That gives me plenty of room to access not only the rear part of the mid pipes that are on there, but the front part that connect to the test pipes. So I got that up. What I'm not gonna show in this video is removing the underbody protection because it's already off, and if you're doing this, you should know how to remove that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to remove that subframe brace that is underneath there. It would definitely make it a lot easier to just get direct access with just, you know, a single socket and ratchet, but I think I'll be able to bypass it by using a bunch of extensions to get to these bolts. So if I end up having to remove that, I'll let you guys know, but I'm not going to show it because you can go watch my transmission fluid DIY video, and I showed in detail how to remove it on that video. So yeah, if you need to know how to do that, you can do that, but it's very simple. There's just a bunch of bolts that hold it on there. They are stretch bolts. I think you can get away with reusing those bolts one time, but if you've already removed it, you might want to think about replacing those bolts completely. So we have all our underbody paneling off and everything right now, but the first thing I've done before removing anything is I took some PB Blaster and I got under there and I sprayed the bolts, the 12 millimeter actually the 12 millimeter nuts that hold my mid pipes to my test pipes. They're a little bit rusted. I'm expecting those to not come off very easily, so I really don't want to strip those, so I've got those soaking right now. While those soak, I'm gonna go ahead and get under the car, and I'm gonna remove the bands that connect the OEM exhaust, because I have the OEM cat back on right now. I'm gonna remove the bands that hold that OEM exhaust to the current mid pipes that are on the vehicle. I'm gonna loosen them up. I'm not gonna fully pull them off quite yet because I don't want that pipe to just fall down and get in the way. But I'm gonna loosen those up so when time comes, I'll just be able to slide them out of the way and remove the pipes. Okay guys, so I'm literally just accessing this from the side of the car. This is about halfway down the car, and you can see the bands that I'm talking about. So let's see if I can get my finger over here. Where's my finger? All right, there's my finger. Hi. These are the current midpipes I have on. This is the current OEM cat back exhaust or axle back exhaust, whatever you want to call it. And these are OEM clamps that hold those together. So those are 13mm nuts on there. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen those up to where these bands can slide around really easily. But I'm not going to completely pull these off because then they'll just be hanging down and in the way. Okay, so we just loosen those up. You can see those are nice and loose. I'll be able to slide those around as I need. That one kind of tightened up on its own again, but anyways, those are loose. I'll be able to get those off really easily once we get the other end of the midpipes off. Okay, so we are underneath the car. We are looking at the passenger side test pipe and midpipe connection. If we roll over here, there is our driver's side midpipe and test pipe connection. As you can see, I do have the OEM cats in there, but they are gutted. But you can see they've been soaking for a little bit. As you can tell, the bottom, let me see if I can get this light in there. The bottom two screws are a little bit easier to access, but the one that's on top, the one that's up, let's see if I get my finger in here, the one that's up this way, that is the one that is a little bit tricky to get. And I'm hoping that I can use those extensions to get to it. So I'm going to play around with it, see what I can do, and I will update you guys once I know. Okay, so I ended up having to remove the strut brace. I couldn't access any of the top bolts with the extensions I had. Okay, y'all, so this is the ticket right here to be able to take your stud nuts off, to remove the midpipes already on there, as well as reinstall. I actually ended up having to sawzall my flanges off because my nuts were so rusted on there that I just could not get enough leverage without like stripping those nuts. So that was just me, but hopefully you won't have that issue. But this is the ticket. You want to have 1/4 inch extensions at the end because you want a really thin extension to get around your flex pipe so you can get a socket onto the nuts to tighten them down. The hardware that came with the package, it comes with new bolts because it's meant to go to their test pipes, which don't have studs on them. If you have OEM catalytic converters, whether they're gutted or not, you've got studs on there. But these are 13mm nuts that come on here, and they're locking nuts, and they thread right onto the OEM studs. So you don't need a washer, just throw those on there in replacement of the 12mm nuts. Okay, in hopes of making my life easier underneath the car, I'm going to go ahead and install the reducers onto the midpipe so they can connect to my OEM cat back with ease. Use a little soapy water to just aid this in sliding on there. All right, got those on. We'll put our clamps on. These are 16mm nuts here. Just gonna get them snug for now. Make sure everything looks good. One doesn't look quite perfectly even on there. There we go. That looks better. Okay, those are on there. Let's install these things. Real quick, if you're gonna do it this way, putting the reducers on the pipes before you put on the car, when you install your pipes on the car, you wanna install the ends that connect to your OEM exhaust first before you mount it to your test pipes, or else it's kind of a pain in the butt. If you don't do it this way, another easy way to do it is to literally take those reducers, put them on your OEM exhaust, they slide really far back, get your coupling, your fasteners on over them really loose. Then you can put up the pipe. If you decide to connect them to your test pipes first, you can bring it up, then slide the reducers over it and finagle it on there and get it done. I think it would be a little bit easier if you fasten them like I did, put that on first, and then mounted them to your test pipes. Just my 2 cents there. Okay, so the way these go back on is literally just in reverse order of how you took your old ones off. It should be a little bit easier to put these on than it was to take them off, because getting them off, those nuts are usually rusted, the nuts that connect the midpipes to your test pipes. So while it might be difficult to kind of access some of those, you should be able to get them good and tight with a crow's foot or a 1/4 inch wrench with an extension. You don't have to you don't have to be able to like really get a huge amount of leverage on there to tighten these up. Don't forget to install your exhaust gaskets, okay, 2 metal gaskets, the new ones. If you don't have the new ones, let's say you just didn't order the exhaust kit or whatever, I'm pretty sure they come with it, but for some reason you don't have it, you're doing another kit or whatever, you could reuse the old ones. Sorry, my arm is exhausted, I've been under the car for a while. But yeah, make sure you line them up correctly and you get the right pipe on the right side. It could be a little confusing underneath there. It might be a good idea before you take off your old pipes to maybe take a picture of the underneath of the car so that you know how everything lines up. But yeah, I'm gonna go on there, I'm gonna reinstall this, and I'm gonna call it a quits for the night because it's late, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, it's gross. It's like 95 degrees in the garage with 100% humidity. I'll get some sound clips tomorrow, but overall, I'm super, super happy with the quality of these pipes. If anything does happen when I go to install these, of course, I will let you guys know. But I'm gonna get to it and give you guys my impressions in a little bit. All right, so there we go. We've got the passenger side. And what I found in terms of the alignment of which pipe goes on which side, it lines up pretty easily. It'll make sense once you see the body flow of the car. But it helps to know that the Can Auto badges on the pipes will be facing down so that you can see those pretty badges whenever you look underneath the car. So you can see I got that side in, and then we'll go to driver's side. And you can see that side looking good, all nice and tight. And then you can see what I was talking about, the new nuts that came with the kit thread right onto the OEM studs. Got everything there good to go. So now all I've got to do is get down there and connect it to the OEM exhaust and put everything back together. Okay, so the job is done. We got everything connected. No exhaust leaks. It sounds like I expected it to sound. I've got gutted catalytic converters. If you've got that or you've got test pipes, then throwing on non-resonated midpipes with an OEM catback is gonna have some rasp to it. So I'll show you guys some sound clips here in a little bit, but there will be a little bit of rasp to it. And the way you get around that is basically doing some modifications to your exhaust. What a lot of people have been doing is getting the vibrant resonators, the vibrant bottle resonators, and putting them on their midpipes, having someone custom weld those in. People have a lot of good luck with that. I've got a MagnaFlow 11385 that I'm hoping to swap out my mid muffler with on my OEM exhaust, and then I've got my Cende Valvetronic mufflers, which I haven't had any issues with those, so I'm probably gonna have those welded in, and I might have the guy reinforce any welds around here that he thinks looks weak, but I'm gonna do all that, see how it sounds. We'll see how that comes along. I do know that Can Auto Performance is still working on a full exhaust system for the 3OT cars, so I really hope they get that out too, and I would love to have one of these on the car and see how that sounds. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely check out Can Auto Performance. I'll have a link to the product below. They've got the best test pipes in the game. These mid pipes are phenomenal, and their prices, I just don't think you can beat anywhere for the quality that you get. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them below, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next video.